I have a new problem on the Mustang. Tried to take it to the car show honoring Brian. It made it there, no problem. When I started it up to leave to go to work, the alternator was not charging anymore for whatever reason. So we're gonna, hold on, not focused. We're gonna try and address that problem right now. If the alternator is bad, I got a lifetime warranty, so that's not a big deal. We can just take it up and get it changed out. But we'll see what's actually going on. Maybe there's just a loose wire or something. Who knows? We'll get it sorted out. Another issue with this car, I believe, is the starter solenoid. Sometimes you push this button like 6 times before it actually even cranks. But let's see if this thing's charging. Battery might be a little low from last time. Actually, the battery's not too bad, 11.6. Volts. Holly has never read correct completely. I don't know if that's just due to the fact that my battery's in the trunk or not, and it's having to travel all the way back there to read this, or what the deal is with that. But I know that this is off, so it's probably right at 14 right now. Get it pulled over to the shop. One thing I want to do is I want to leave it running. That way I can check voltages here. We already had one out. Oh, here it is. Alright, so Holly says 12.8 to 3.1. 13.1. 14.2 volts. Check voltage here. 14.2. So now, if this is getting 14 volts, then the alternator is charging. But I want to wait until the engine gets hot now to check, see what the voltage is afterwards. 14.2 here. Across the battery disconnect switch is 14.2 as well. I've got 12.6 at the fuel pump. I don't know what that means, but that could be just whatever Holly's sending for voltage to the fuel pump. But I should check also voltages up here. Let me set the camera down. Let's check voltage. Okay, we have 14.3 out of the alternator and 14.3 at the starter solenoid. So we have a 0.1 volt drop from the alternator to the battery. Alright, the fan's just kicked on. Let's check the voltage again. One fan kicked on. We got 14.2. Check in the back. We got 14.0 in the back. So right now voltage drop is 0.2 volts with one fan on. But the alternator is back to charging now. My guess is it got hot. The regulator got hot. And it just it wasn't working after I restarted it, but it's charging now. So see, even with one fan on here, Holly's showing a 12.6 to 12.8 on the voltage. I feel like there might be an issue with a voltage drop for the Holly. I feel like 12.6 volts of the fuel pump should be higher. Maybe I'll do some digging into that. Okay, I might have solved so many wiring questions with this car. I was just kind of following the factory Holly fuel pump and battery positive and battery ground wires that come with the Holly until I found where I spliced it to make it long enough to reach the fuel pump and the battery for both the ground, the positive, all of the above. And right there, after running this thing, is hot as fuck. Hot. Like, I can't touch right where this electrical tape is. Right here I can barely touch. It's hot. Hot, hot. So I'll bet you this is the source of the issue right here. This might have been my issue a long time ago because we were having issues with the stock fuel pump not holding enough fuel pressure to make power. Holding 8 pounds of boost up to 6,500 RPM, so we had to lower the RPM down until I got a new fuel pump. But I don't think the fuel pump's the issue here. Wow. Me and my Janko wiring. Let's see what we got going on here. I wired this a while back. Sometimes I don't use my brain when I wire stuff. Oh yeah, I can tell you what the problem is right now. Yep, I can tell you what the problem is right now. So the factory fuel pump wire actually continues on here, so that's not an issue here. What the issue is here is this red battery positive wire is bigger than what I installed on this side. So there's a bottleneck right here. Huge bottleneck. Same goes for the ground. This looks to be probably 10 gauge wire, and no, not 8 gauge, 12 gauge, and this is 14 gauge wire here. So there's a huge bottleneck right here. Wow. Okay, yeah, this is the problem right here. I'm surprised this hasn't melted or anything. Well, don't be like me. Don't install the wrong gauge wire for how far the distance has to go. Man, that could have been bad. I didn't even know that. I mean, who knows? I probably thought that I was using the right gauge wire and wasn't. I mean, I don't know. No excuses though. That's clearly incorrect, and I will get it fixed. Alright guys, so we got some 10 gauge wire, ground and positive. Should fix that issue we had there. So let's get to installing it. Alright, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear me. Sorry about the air, but we got severe thunderstorm, tornado warning going on. But I'm going to come out in the shop and work like a true Iowan. So we got our new wires here. So we can fix this. So let me disconnect the battery. I really hope you guys are able to hear me here, but I got the all wires disconnected from the battery, and now we need to take the Holly ground and the Holly power, cut all this out all the way back to where the original Holly wires are, and upgrade them. I've got everything unzip tied here. My two grounds here are tied together, so I'm not really sure which one goes to which right now. So I'll have to figure that out. But the Holly positive is on its own. Okay, here's our Holly positive. I'm gonna go ahead and cut that. Alright, so I'm in here pretty much taking this entire panel out because apparently, like the dodo bird I am, I zip tied and taped this thing all the way the entire run. So I gotta freaking move it back and forth and unzip tie it and all types of fun stuff. So let me do this off camera real quick. The black negative from Holly, spliced to 10 gauge, goes all the way back. Then I got the positive red Holly, spliced to 10 gauge, and goes all the way back to the battery where it should. So now, see here, got the two 10 gauge. I've literally just got to wire them in, and they are good to go. Off camera, I got terminal ends put on. Positive 10 gauge is wired up here. The negative 10 gauge is wired up here. Everything's wired up and looks good. So I think we have a first start. I'll tell you what, the fuel pump sounds different. This is reading better than normal. So far, this is looking much better. It's reading 14 volts. So far, I'm much happier with how that's working. See, I'm not afraid to show you guys that I make mistakes. Just gotta fix them. I might have to open the shop door. I want to let this thing run and get up to temp. So far, the fuel pump sounds much better too. I wonder if with the fuel pump running at the proper voltage, if it changed the fuel pressure. Nope, still sitting at 60 at idle. But the fuel pressure, I guess, is whatever I set it, so that doesn't really make any sense. The weather is getting better out, but I'm not going to drive the Mustang today. But we figured out what was going on with the voltage issues, and I'm pretty sure just the alternator overheated, and that's why we lost the charging. The regulator overheated. Hopefully that doesn't happen again, but we need to go out and test it, and I got to go into work, so I appreciate you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Share my videos, and stay tuned for more cool content we got coming up.